They lied to you. They told you the world rewards the good. They told you patience pays off. They told you loyalty matters. Look around, good men rot in silence. Patient men get forgotten. Loyal men get stabbed in the back. The world doesn't crown heroes. It buries them. And the ones who rise, they're not the kind you clap for. They're the kind you fear. Because fear lasts. Respect fades. Love disappears. But fear carves your name into history. You don't leave a legacy by being liked. You leave it by being impossible to ignore. Pain taught me that. Pain doesn't whisper, it screams. It strips you, breaks you, exposes what you really are. Most people run from it. They numb it. They drown it in noise, fake smiles, empty dreams. I embraced it because pain is honest. Pain doesn't flatter. Pain doesn't lie. It tells you exactly how weak you are. And weakness is a choice. You think betrayal is rare. It's not. It's the default. People don't change. They reveal. They smile while planning your fall. They shake your hand while sharpening the knife. People, they say brother while counting your losses. And when you're finally on the ground bleeding, alone, they walk past you like you never existed. That's the world. Cold, cruel, efficient. So stop begging it for mercy. Mercy is for the weak. Power is for the prepared. Loneliness isn't a curse. It's training. When you're alone, there's no applause, no comfort, no lies, just you and the truth. The truth that nobody is coming to save you. The truth that your pain is yours to carry. The truth that if you don't rise, you rot. I stopped chasing approval. It's a drug, and like every drug, it makes you dependent. Dependent people are controllable. Controllable people are disposable. You want a legacy. Stop being disposable. Stop explaining yourself. Stop justifying your hunger. Stop apologizing for wanting more. The world doesn't reward humility. It rewards dominance. Quiet dominance. The kind that doesn't talk, it moves. You don't announce your power. You let the consequences speak. I learned to sit in silence while chaos burned inside me. I learned to smile while plotting my escape. I learned to lose everything without losing myself. That's where strength is born, not in comfort, not in praise, not in safety. The strength is born in isolation. When no one believes in you, when everyone doubts you. When even you start questioning yourself, that's the forge. And most people crack under the heat. They become bitter loud, desperate for validation. I became sharper. Because legacy isn't built on noise, it's built on impact. A scar on the world that time can't erase. You think history remembers the kind ones? No, it remembers the ruthless, the visionaries, the madmen who refused to play small. The ones who broke rules instead of begging for permission. You don't leave your mark by fitting in. You leave it by standing alone. They'll call you cold. Let them. They'll call you heartless. A heart that feels too much is a weakness in a world that feels nothing. Stoicism isn't about being empty. It's about being unshakable. You feel everything. You just don't show it. You carry the storms inside. And the world only sees the calm. That's power. I stopped trusting words. I started watching actions. Words are cheap. Betrayal is expensive. People promise loyalty when they need you. They disappear when you need them. So I became my own army, my own motivation, my own backup, my own salvation. When you stop expecting, you stop being disappointed. And when disappointment dies, clarity is born. Clarity shows you the truth that most people live small lives because they're afraid to be hated. They want to be accepted. They want to be liked. They want to belong. Belonging is a cage. Legacy requires isolation. You can't build something legendary while worrying about opinions. Opinions don't build empires. Action does. Every scar on my soul is a lesson. Every betrayal a reminder. Every lonely night a sharpening stone. Pain didn't destroy me. It disciplined me. I don't seek revenge in chaos. I seek it in success. Nothing hurts your enemies more than watching you rise without them. Silently, relentlessly, unstoppable. They expect you to break. You evolve. They expect you to beg. You dominate. They expect you to disappear. You become impossible to. That's the real revenge. That's the route violence. Not noise. Not drama. Legacy. A name that echoes, a presence that lingers, a shadow that never fades. I don't need crowds. I don't need praise. I don't need permission. I need purpose. Purpose doesn't come from comfort. It comes from suffering. Suffering carves direction into your bones. You either let it crush you, or you let it crown you. Most people choose the ground. I chose the throne, not because I'm special, because I'm disciplined. Discipline outlives talent. Discipline outlasts luck. Discipline builds legacies. You want to be remembered. Stop living for today. Live for the scar you'll leave on tomorrow. The world forgets smiles, it remembers storms, so become the storm. Silent, focused, deadly. Not to destroy others, but to build something they never could. Your pain is your weapon. Your loneliness is your shield. Your silence is your signature. This is Joker's legacy. Not chaos for attention. Not madness for applause. But calculated dominance. A mind that doesn't break. A will that doesn't bend. A soul that doesn't beg. The world doesn't need another hero. It needs a reminder that power is taken, not given, and legacies are built in the dark. Not under the spotlight, in silence, in isolation, in pain. That's where your mark is made. People, that's where history is written. That's where legends are born. They don't see the nights you spend staring at the ceiling. They don't hear the war inside your chest. They don't feel the weight in your bones. They only see the mask. The calm, the silence, the distance. And they think you're cold. Let them think that. Cold minds survive in burning worlds. You weren't born ruthless. You were trained by disappointment. Every broken promise, every fake smile, every time you trusted and paid for it in blood. That wasn't bad luck. That was education. The world is a brutal teacher, and the lessons are expensive. Most people stay soft. They keep hoping. They keep forgiving. They keep believing. And they keep getting crushed. Hope is dangerous when it's blind. Faith is deadly when it's naive. I stopped hoping. I started preparing. You can't control people, but you can control yourself, your reactions, your discipline, your silence. Silence is power. When you stop explaining yourself, you stop giving people ammunition. Let them guess. Let them doubt. Let them underestimate. Underestimation is an advantage. People show their true faces when they think you're weak. That's when you learn who they really are. Not when things are good. Not when you're winning. When you're bleeding. That's when the real names are written. The ones who stay. The ones who vanish. The ones who smile while you fall. Pain strips the world of its makeup. No filters, no illusions, just raw truth. And truth is ugly. But truth is useful. You don't become powerful by being comfortable. You become powerful by surviving discomfort. Loneliness isn't empty, it's loud. It echoes with thoughts you've been running from. Regret, anger, hunger. You can drown in it. Or you can learn to breathe underwater. I learned. While others chased distractions, I chased control. Control over my mind, control over my emotions, control over my future. Emotions are storms. Discipline is the anchor. Storms pass. Anchors remain. They laugh at your silence. Until your silence becomes success. Then they call it luck. There is no luck in discipline, only sacrifice. You gave up comfort. You gave up company. You gave up weakness. They gave up nothing. So they stayed nothing. Betrayal doesn't come from enemies. It comes from the ones closest to you. Enemies are honest. Friends pretend. That's why betrayal hurts. Because it comes wrapped in trust. But pain has a strange gift. It sharpens your vision. You stop seeing what you want to see. You start seeing what is, and what is ruthless, so you become ruthless too. Not loud, not reckless. Calculated, you stop reacting. You stop arguing. You start executing. The world runs on results, not intentions. Intentions are excuses. Results are proof. I learned to move in silence. No announcements, no warnings, no explanations, just progress. While they talked, I built. While they doubted, I trained. While they slept, I sharpened. People, success loves secrecy. You don't reveal the weapon before the strike. You let the impact speak. People are addicted to validation. Likes, comments, applause. That addiction makes them weak. They need approval to move. They need praise to breathe. I needed nothing. When you need nothing, no one can control you. Freedom isn't loud, it's quiet. It's waking up without needing permission. It's walking away without explaining. It's standing alone without fear. Most people fear loneliness because it forces them to face themselves. And they don't like what they see. Flaws, failures, regret. I faced mine, I didn't run, I didn't hide, I used them. Every weakness became a lesson. Every failure became fuel. Fuel for focus, fuel for discipline, fuel for dominance. You don't rise by being lucky. You rise by being relentless. Relentless when nobody's watching. Relentless when nobody cares. Relentless when nobody believes. Belief is built in silence, not in crowds. Crowds cheer, silence shapes. I chose shaping. They wanted comfort, I wanted control. They wanted easy, I wanted power. Power isn't loud. It's consistent, small actions, every day, no excuses. That's how legacies are built. Not overnight. Not with noise. With pressure. Pressure breaks the weak. Pressure forges the strong. You can feel the pressure in your chest, that heavy weight, that quiet rage. Good. That means you're alive. Use it, don't let it turn into bitterness. Turn it into discipline. Bitterness talks, discipline acts. Your enemies don't fear your words. They fear your progress. Progress is silent revenge. You don't need to announce your rise. Let them notice when it's too late. When you stop chasing people, you start attracting outcomes. Outcomes don't care about feelings. They care about effort. Effort doesn't need motivation, it needs routine. Routine builds monsters. Not loud monsters, efficient ones. The kind that move without emotion. Emotion clouds judgment. Discipline clears it. I stopped asking why me. I started asking, what next? Questions shape destiny. Victims ask why, warriors ask how. How to improve, how to adapt, how to dominate. Adaptation is survival. The world changes. You either change with it or get crushed under it. Nostalgia is a trap. Comfort is a cage. Growth is uncomfortable. That's why it works. If it doesn't hurt, it doesn't change you. I embrace the silent nights. Silent nights. Endless repetition. No applause, no recognition. Just progress. Progress doesn't feel exciting. It feels lonely. But loneliness builds resilience. But resilience builds power. Power builds legacy. They will never understand the process. They only understand the results. So stop explaining the process. Let the results speak. Let them wonder how you did it. Let them guess. Mystery creates fear. Fear creates respect. Respect builds distance. Distance protects you. You don't need many people. You need a sharp mind. A disciplined routine, that's your circle. Everything else is noise. Noise distracts. Focus destroys. You don't need motivation, you need structure. Motivation fades, structure remains. Build a life that runs on discipline, not emotion. Emotions betray, discipline delivers. Your mind is a weapon. Train it. Your silence is armor. Wear it. Your pain is fuel. Burn it. This is the middle of the war, not the beginning, not the victory, the grind, where dreams are tested, where weakness is exposed, where most people quit. Don't quit. Quitters are forgotten. Survivors are remembered, and legends. Legends are built when nobody's watching. You don't become dangerous overnight. Danger is built, layer by layer, scar by scar, loss by loss. The world didn't make you strong. It tried to make you small, ignored you, doubted you, stepped on you, and for a while, you let it. You stayed quiet. You stayed patient. You stayed hopeful. Hope was your mistake. Hope makes you wait. Power makes you move. So you stopped waiting. You stopped asking for permission. Stopped explaining your silence. Stopped justifying your hunger. You chose transformation. Not the loud kind, the lethal kind, the kind that happens in the shadows, in the routine, in the discipline. While others chased comfort, you chased control. Control over your body, control over your mind, control over your destiny. Because when you control yourself, no one else can. They still see the old you, the quiet one, the broken one, the underestimated one. Let them. The most dangerous weapon is the one nobody expects. Your past is not your weakness. It's your blueprint. Every betrayal taught you boundaries. Every failure taught you precision. Every lonely night taught you resilience. You didn't waste that pain. People. You weaponized it. You learned when to speak. You learned when to stay silent. You learned when to strike. Not with fists, with focus. Not with anger, with execution. Anger burns fast. Discipline burns forever. You built habits when motivation died. You stayed consistent when emotions faded. You showed up when nobody cared. That's how monsters are made. Quiet ones. The kind that don't roar. They move. The kind that don't threaten. They dominate. You don't need attention. You need results. Results silence doubt. Doubt is loud. Confidence is quiet. You walk differently now. Not because you're better than them. Because you're no longer like them. You don't chase approval. You don't seek validation. You don't beg for understanding. You understand yourself. And that's enough. Your presence feels heavier. Your silence feels sharper. Your focus feels dangerous, because it is. You're not emotional anymore. You're intentional. Every move has purpose. Every word has weight. Every step has direction. Direction is power. Most people drift. You aim. They react. You plan. They complain. You build. They talk about dreams. You create outcomes. Outcomes don't care about excuses. You stop making them. You stop blaming the past. You stopped hating the world. You stopped wasting energy on things you can't control. You control what matters. Your discipline, your standards, your future. Standards protect your time. Time builds your empire. You don't need many people. You need a sharp mind and a stronger will. You don't need noise. You need momentum. Momentum doesn't ask for permission. It moves. And when it moves long enough, it becomes unstoppable. They start noticing now, not because you announced anything, because your results are impossible to ignore. Your silence made them curious. Your growth made them uncomfortable. Good. Comfort creates weakness. Discomfort creates kings. You don't seek revenge through chaos. You seek it through success. Nothing hurts more than watching someone rise without you. Nothing stings deeper than being left behind. You didn't leave them. They couldn't keep up. You outgrew excuses. You outworked doubt. You outlasted fear. Fear used to control you. Now you control it. Fear isn't gone. It's disciplined. You feel it. You just don't obey it. Obedience is for the weak. You move forward anyway, even when it's hard, even when it's lonely, even when it hurts. Especially when it hurts. Pain doesn't stop you anymore. It drives you. Because pain reminds you of what you survived. And if you survive that, you can survive anything. Your mind is colder now. Your focus is sharper. Your patience is deadly. You don't rush. You don't panic. You don't react. You wait. Because timing is power. Power isn't loud. It's precise. You choose your battles. You choose your moves. People. You choose your future. The world can't control someone who controls themselves. That's real freedom. Not money, not fame, not applause. Control. Control over your reactions. Control over your habits. Control over your direction. Direction turns effort into legacy. You're not here to be liked. You're here to be remembered. And remembrance isn't built on comfort. It's built on impact. Impact comes from pressure. Pressure shaped you. It didn't break you. It refined you, like steel in fire. Harder, stronger, unforgiving, but not reckless. Calculated. You don't destroy everything. You build something better. A life that doesn't depend on approval. A mindset that doesn't crack under stress. A presence that doesn't beg for respect. Respect follows strength. Strength follows discipline. Discipline follows suffering. You didn't waste your suffering. You turned it into structure. Morning routines, cold focus, relentless consistency. Not glamorous, not exactive. Legends aren't built in excitement. They're built in repetition. Repetition is boring. That's why most people quit. You didn't. You stayed, and staying changed you. Your standards rose, your circle shrank, your vision sharpened. You don't tolerate weakness, not in others, not in yourself. Because weakness spreads, so does discipline. You chose what to spread. Now your presence alone sends a message. You don't talk about power. You carry it. You don't announce progress. You show it. You don't seek revenge. You become untouchable. Untouchable minds don't need validation. They need purpose, and your purpose is clear. To rise without permission, to build without applause, to dominate without noise. Your legacy won't be loud. It will be undeniable. Not built on chaos, built on control. Not built on madness, built on mastery. Mastery of self. That's the final form. These civilized people, not the joker who laughs for attention, but the joker who smiles because he already won. You don't need the world to understand you. You need the world to feel you. And they will. In your silence, in your presence, in your results, the storm doesn't explain itself. It arrives. And everything changes. This is Joker's legacy. Not destruction for applause. Not rebellion for noise. But dominance through discipline. A mind that doesn't bend. A will that doesn't break. A presence that doesn't beg. You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to stand alone. And in that loneliness, you found power. In that silence, you built strength. In that pain, you carved your name into the world. Let them talk. Let them doubt. Let them watch. Because legends don't ask for permission. They take their place, and they never look back.